Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Street Fighter 6 as a recent update that has a brand new character, Aki, which they've been previewing over the last couple weeks. It looks like the servers are offline. Kind of an interesting way to launch your new character. But yeah, let's start in offline mode, I guess. Yeah, I ain't getting any of that. I mean, the game doesn't even run in World Tour mode on the Steam Deck very well. You know, it hits 30 on very rare occasions. And the lobby in the Battle Hub is, yeah, probably just don't really want to mess with it on the Steam Deck. I think Fighting Ground is just going to be where you're going to have to live as far as Street Fighter is concerned. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Aki. I mean, she's super cartoony. I don't know how else to put it. The way she kind of slithers around and all the sort of silly goofball things she says. She's like more out of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, in my opinion, than like with the rest of the cast. I mean, she's closer to being like Jury, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see. She's got... looks like she's got gameplay that's going to be similar to Feng, you know, the least liked character from Street Fighter 5. But, you know, I guess, you know, sometimes you just got to roll with different things, right? And if it doesn't work out the first time, let's, you know, repackage the character and sell it to you in a different way, I guess.
Time to work, time to work. The Master has given me an assignment. Investigate what the remnants of Shadaloo are up to. And send out a warning if I encounter any interference. It'd be far easier to just eliminate them. But the Master's orders are absolute. First things first. Oh, sorry to... Dajie. I wouldn't be in such a hurry to return to action.
Who are you?
I am no one. But if you go sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, you may end up losing your whole face.
And again, this is the Steam Deck version. So you're obviously going to get like better looking results off of any other platform. But I do like to try and play my my games on the Steam Deck, at least just to check them out, you know. Playing Mortal Kombat for so long, it's I'm sure this is going to take some getting used to. New character as well, so. That's right, everything is drive rush, drive rush, drive rush. If you're not preparing for a drive rush, then you're not playing the game right. Or looking for some way to incorporate a drive rush into your gameplay. I do love the animation on the Street Fighter. Maybe not the sort of weird sneaky goodness that they have here. I think this is maybe kind of going a little too far as their super cartooniness is concerned. Yeah, there's obviously a lot to love as far as how all the animation looks. Yeah, she's definitely got a strange moveset. Yeah, I still think the Steam Deck version still looks pretty good. You know, don't get me wrong. But know that there may be folks that complain about the way it looks. I think it's okay. It's certainly serviceable. At least all the stages and all the animations are in here. You just can't really do anything besides play this mode. And Blanca's stage has a little bit of trouble as well. Sometimes, you know, the frame rate drop a little bit on that one. I don't know what it is about that particular stage that gives it so much trouble, but okay, well, I think that could be useful. A little teleport there. Of course, it's only a guessing game about how to be effective against Guile at this point. I forget how such a throw-heavy game the Street Fighter is. Her moves kind of come out a little slower than I thought. I mean, she's like closer to like Manon, I suppose. She's definitely not a super speedy rushdown character like a Cammy, you know, or a Chun-Li. It's more measured. It's just such a weird character. USA. I know she's supposed to be like sort of like a menacing, threatening kind of character, but I think she kind of comes off as like a mustache twirling, cartoony sort of character. At least that's what I get from it, you know, just having all the movement being so snake-like. You know, the lines that she delivers are, you know, not something too far off of what I would have expected from something like an old He-Man cartoon. I mean, that's kind of what they're going for. The tone of Street Fighter 6 is really not super duper serious. It is very much like a My Hero Academia. I mean, that sort of tone. Although My Hero Academia actually gets pretty serious sometimes. So maybe closer to Dragon Ball? I don't know. It does sit in kind of a weird place for me. It's certainly not serious. And there's just like so many things that are about it that are just like really, really cartoony. And some things which seem to be pretty serious, but even like the most serious take on it, like Ken's story and Ryo's story, I mean, they're very not serious, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know how veterans are going to feel about her gameplay style. Like I said, it's slower than I thought it would be. It is very, very, you know, Fang-ish, but not quite. I think she has like a little bit more versatile set than that character ever did. It's just a throw-heavy game, I tell you. Throw, throw, throw. I guess when it comes down to it, I mean, Street Fighter's kind of occupied that space for a while now. I mean, things got pretty serious in its tone in 3, at least for a while. But yeah, ever since 3 and well, ever since 4, they've sort of given up on any sort of serious take on it, and it has really gotten into the campy world. Even all these moves definitely reach into the camp pretty heavy. They dip their hand pretty high, you know, pretty deep into the heavy camp box. I don't know. I don't know if I would main her. She doesn't really have the kind of move set that I would be into. But it's not a bad move set.
Pardon me. I don't believe we've been introduced. And how did you slip past my security detail, may I ask?
The remains of Shadowloo. Experimental subjects like Ed. We know where all that money you have laundered is being funneled. But what are you planning?
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. I am merely acting as a treasurer of sorts.
Yeah, I definitely get like a Scooby-Doo vibe
And
for
all I've
everything.
done is distribute the funds left by that organization accordingly.
A treasurer, you say? What a convenient excuse.
What is up with Japanese naming conventions? I mean, they just love putting dots and everything. Dots and mathematical symbols. It's like she's not really Aki, she's A.K.I. It's like, do the dots make somebody cooler? Maybe.
Poison's on the menu.
Used to be everybody was into putting lowercase or uppercase Z's in their names. I guess in the Capcom world, dots are better.
But this is it.
Okay, I don't really know how to use these moves very well, obviously. I don't think anybody does, though, at this point. Oh, her teleport's coming out way too easy. Like, I don't really mean to teleport that often.
Very good indeed.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about JP in his playstyle, but he's just a very different sort of character than the other, like, more traditional Street Fighter characters are. And he's a boss character, so he's supposed to be kind of a fishy way to play him, right? Supposed to have some bit of overpoweredness to him. Which I think is perfectly fine. Yeah, he's a boss character. God, it just feels like they're trying so hard to make her creepy, and it just kind of comes off comic to me. Like, oh, trying a little too hard, sweetheart. No, I didn't want to do that. Seriously. Why that keeps coming out? No, stop it. I do like the outfit. The outfit's class. I don't know about the hair. That's like very old school Blade Runner, that hair. No, that's not. The chains are very unusual. Really? Are you doing bossy things? I wouldn't have expected that to be countered like that.
I would not plan too far in advance. Leave the revival of the organization to the master.
I see. You must be Fahn's apprentice.
Indeed. And I can come and erase your existence whenever he commands it.
Ah, I forgot Fong also had dots in his name too. Oh my god.
Never forget that. The assignment is complete. I must report back to my master. I'm sure he'll shower me with heaps of praise. Master, I cannot wait for your adulations! You know that your wonderful Aki has done everything you've asked of her, and gotten rid of anyone who dares to interfere. I could have erased them all, but no! I followed your orders to the letter! No killing, just pain, and unbridled fear!
Well, I don't know about that.
Master! Recognize your Aki's brilliance!
All right, there you go. So that was Aki, at least in story mode. We did the kind of shorter version. We didn't do the full 12 stages. I don't really feel it's necessary. Plus, it does kind of feel like it drags on after a while. Like I think 12 fights is maybe just too much. I think 8 fights is probably perfect for a Street Fighter arcade tour. Maybe people disagree with me. I don't know, but yeah, I do like the character, sort of. I think the design is cool. I think, unlike somebody like Jamie that we're seeing now, whose fashion sense is maybe not so hot, at least Aki looks like a cool character, right? It dresses like a cool character. All the weird sort of sneaky movements, I think they just dive a little too heavy into the cartoony realm for me. More so than any of the other characters. I mean, she's definitely the most out there as far as her animation sets. And again, being a Fong disciple, I'm not really sure why they wanted to have a Fong character in here, considering how very unpopular Fong was and still is in the whole community. I mean, there's not really a lot of people that play him. A lot of people thought his characterization was super goofy. I think they'll still feel that way here, but maybe because she's like so much more over the top than Fong, maybe that'll kind of get beyond that goofiness. I don't know. I do like her sets. Again, I think she's closer to Manon as far as her speed of delivery. I prefer Cammy. I prefer a faster rushdown character, but if you do like it a little slower, and you don't mind the sets being a little shorter too, like she doesn't have like a lot of long sets, I think she'll be fine. She does some pretty good damage, and I think the community will certainly, I think they'll find her to be a little bit better than what was the last new character? I can't remember. Who kind of turned out to be a real bummer. Everybody was looking forward to him from Street Fighter V, and he's just like, yeah, he has like a million holes in his defense, and so he's not as cool as we thought he would be. I don't feel that same way about Aki. I think she's a little bit better for character. So yeah, like again, I think the community's going to kind of come together. I don't think she's going to be better than. I don't think she's going to be better than a JP player or a Ken player. I think she's going to probably sit somewhere in between. I don't know. Maybe she's going to be like in between the Manon and Marissa. Maybe it's kind of somewhere in there. But it is still early, so I don't have all of the sets all figured out. I don't have all the animations figured out. I'm not really sure when to use all the supers and at the right time. So you know, there's going to be a couple weeks of trying to figure her out. And I think she's not necessarily a straightforward character. So that's good. But I also, you know, again, I don't think anybody's going to be dropping Ken to play her Aki. Yeah, I don't think JP players are going to find anything in particular about her gameplay. They have really toned down the whole poison aspect of being a Fawn Disciple, so there's not as many poison moves. It doesn't play as big of a game in there. The super does have the poison ability, so you can utilize it some, but we're not talking about like a whole lot of loss of your life for her damage over time. So it's more like I wouldn't say. I mean, gimmick's really not right, but I don't know if it's like an incredibly useful tool for her. Again, we'll see. Maybe, you know, the pros will prove me wrong. I mean, I'm certainly not a professional player, you know, in the slightest. So maybe other people will have a different conclusion than me on this one. That being said, I mean, if you haven't picked up the season pass and the players pack, I think it's still worth it. You know, they've been bringing out a good set of characters, and they've been tweaking the game. Well, they haven't really been tweaking like the balance or anything like that. I mean, they've been squashing bugs, but I think the idea is that before they introduce like a major balance pack to the game, they're going to just kind of let it run and have the community learn about what they currently offer in their movesets and their power, you know, their power ratios, and then, you know, maybe after that, when we would have traditionally got a CE style update, then that's when they're going to start messing around with the formula. So yeah, if you're a Kimberly player out there, you're not going to get a buff. If you're a Cam player or a JP player, don't worry. You know, they're not going to mess with him anytime soon. Either of them. You know, they haven't had a need to change Guile in years, so he will continue to play a nice powerhouse game as well. Unfortunately, Rio will still be SOL for some reason. I don't know why they don't like Ryu anymore. They've kind of consistently not made him very good over the last couple of games, which is a real shame. It used to be that he was the top dog, and now he can't even sell a hot dog on the vending machine that's in the background on one of the stages. I certainly think Aki's going to be more utilized than Ryu. Maybe not as much as you know, Honda or Blanca. She's definitely not that kind of character. But yeah, I see her sitting in the middle tier, middle in speed, middle in power. You know, if you get somebody that's really good and learns the ins and outs of her, you know, versus the other characters, I think, you know, somebody could do well with her. I don't think she's a complete wash. You know, kind of unlike how Kimberly ended up being up and Ryu ended up being up. I see a lot more potential for her than those characters. And again, you know, it doesn't mean that you can't win with any character in Street Fighter. You certainly can. You know, we had somebody win with Zangief, and I think a lot of people consider Zangief the very, very bottom of the tier list. But I certainly wouldn't put her at top, at least with my knowledge of her right now. Are we gonna get anything else with her?
Thanks for playing.
Nah, okay. Thought maybe we get a little extra scene.
Congratulations.
But we get a Sakura scene, I guess. Do they know each other? We got a Sakura Kami scene? Yeah, you get her in a bathtub. Okay. And this is some artwork, obviously. I haven't been playing the arcade mode that much. I think I'm like a lot of people who still haven't played the arcade mode with all the people, mainly because I don't really care about the costumes or the different color variations. It's not really been that much of a concern for me. I don't even think I changed the default costumes or default character palettes. I think I just leave those all the same. So yeah, there you go. Right now, things are not working online, and Aki launch day. Not really sure what's going on there. So I guess maybe tomorrow we'll start playing some ranked matches against some people. Up until now, then hopefully you have somebody at home that you can play against and learn some stuff with Aki. I don't know if there's a big training mode with her. Does she have a bunch of combo trials? Okay, that's good. Combo trials are pretty much a requirement now in a modern fighting game. I mean, they're the good majority of your single player content at this time. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Really? No? This is what I hate about the Street Fighter training mode. You know, you have a little timing bar there, but it's very suspect, in my opinion. Yeah. Doesn't look like she's too hard to learn. Alright, I don't think you guys want to watch me do that all day. So yeah, check her out. And if you're already part of the pack, if you already got the season pass anyway, then it's just a matter of downloading it. Again, right now you can't play online, so unfortunately we can't really test her against any of the other folks out there. But regardless, at least this gives you a little chance to get to know her, play the combat trials, play the character guide, play the arcade mode, which is an interesting story where she just kind of starts in the same place that she ends. No, well, whatever. Anyway, this is audap. You've been watching Street Fighter 6. This is the Steam Deck version. Again, if you're playing on another platform, it's probably going to look a lot nicer. But if you only have a Steam Deck, then this is not really a bad platform to play on. You know, even if you're playing online, I think it's still pretty good. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you with the next stream.